previous videos where you saw me demonstrating how I drew these items, these were drawn at the size I was wanting them to print. Now this is one method you could use, but sometimes we know the actual life size of the items and it's easier to draw them in the actual life size scale. So I'm going to show you how to create a simple pallet. So I have started in architectural meters as always. First thing we're going to look at is Chris. Chris is a handy thing to have in our model because he is a representation, and here you can see he is 1.76 meters tall. He can be used for gauging the size of your drawing to see if you think it looks right. There is one other setting I want to show you, which is model info. Now you've got loads of different things here you can choose, but the interesting part of what you really need to look at is the number of decimal places you're going to allow for. So at the moment 2 decimal places. I'm going to knock this up to 3 and you'll see why shortly. All you have to do then is close this window and that will be saved. So we'll quickly move Chris out of the way. So he's still available for us to look at later. So I'm going to choose the rectangle tool on the blue plane using the up arrow, and I want to draw a rectangle 1 meter, 1.2 meters. Selecting the select tool again, double click it and make it a group. I need to click outside of the group so I can now draw on top of this box when I'm ready. And the first thing I want to draw, again using the square tool, and I'll zoom in this time, is another box, and this needs to be 1,144. I then want to use the push pull tool and pull that up 0.018 because that represents 18 millimeters. Now 3 clicks of the left mouse and make a group. This will be used a number of times within this model. So while it's still selected, we're going to click on the move tool, which is this one. I'm going to grab the bottom right hand corner and pressing the left mouse key and control on the keyboard, drag it along until it hits the end of the footprint for the pallet. Let go, and then I'm going to press the slash key or divide by 2. Then press enter on the keyboard, and that's put me the third piece in. Next I'm going to click the tape measure tool, scroll in, and I want to put a guideline at 0.040, and I want to put another one, same here, 0.040, press enter, then get the select tool. Because this is now a group, I just need to single click it. If I then click on the move tool, select the left hand bottom corner and control on the keyboard, move it to there, then let go. Then if I do the same, grabbing the right hand bottom corner, control and drag it, that is the base of our pallet created. I can now delete these 2 guidelines. Then the next thing I need to produce is a cross beam to go here. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool. I want it on the green axis and I need to draw the rectangle, and the size I need is 0.090, 0.108. I then can go to the push-pull tool and I can pull this along until I reach this axis here. Triple click and make a group. I then need the move tool again on this bottom corner here. Press Ctrl to duplicate the part, move it to the end, let go, use the divide symbol by 2, press enter, and now I have the 3 cross braces. We now need the select tool again. We'll select this component here, clicking on the bottom corner we want, so we want the move tool, bottom corner, press Ctrl, left mouse, lift it up till it's on the bottom corner or the top right hand corner, let go. We then need to select this corner here, again press Ctrl, left mouse move it along till it hits the end, using the divide key, divide by 6, press enter, and now we have the finished crate. We need to remember that we've got to get rid of this part here. So to do that, select tool, highlight it, press the delete on the keyboard. That has gone. So we now need to save the model as an STL. So again, highlight everything, right click, make a group. We do this so we don't have problems with these all being separate components. File, export STL, millimeters, export. I'll save this as test, STL, yes. Then we need to go to Super Slicer and we'll bring in test, click OK. It'll come up with this warning, click OK. Now at the moment it's tried to scale it so it would fit on the bed, but we now need to scale this to the size we want. Now because I'm printing in 00 gauge, I need to set this to 1.36. Press enter, and now that is a 00 scale. Now drawing this model in this way, you could, if you wanted, and if you knew the size for 00 gauge, possibly do this as, I think it's 2.63. So by having one drawing, you can use this to model in different sizes. I certainly wouldn't try and scale this down to N gauge, as you may have problems on a FDM printer. We could slice this now, and you can see whether you're going to get a good print or not. When you look here, you can see we've got a good solid infill and it's going to print on the base no problem. Here is the item printed on an Ender 3 Pro version 1 at 0.1 layer height. I've done it this way to make sure I got a reasonable thickness on the part, and it's printed out very good. I'm quite happy. Once it's painted up with a quick spray, it'll look just fantastic on my layout, and I hope this is something you can do as well.